More than 300 South Korean workers detained in an immigration raid at a Georgia battery plant last week headed to Atlanta in a flight home. South Korea's foreign ministry confirmed they were due to arrive in South Korea late Friday afternoon. The developments occurred on the same day that South Korean President Lee Jae-myung called for improvements in the U.S. visa system. Lee Jae-myung spoke about the September 4th immigration raid that resulted in the arrest of more than 300 South Korean workers at Hyundai's sprawling auto plant west of Savannah. The foreign ministry said U.S. authorities have released the 330 detainees, 316 of them Koreans, and that they were being transported by buses to Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. The group includes 10 Chinese nationals, 3 Japanese nationals, and 1 Indonesian. The flight is back on track after an earlier departure had been canceled for an unspecified reason. The workers were being held at an immigration detention center in Folkestone, in southeast Georgia, near the state line with Florida. It's a 285-mile drive from there to Atlanta.
My name is Stephen Schrank. I'm the Special Agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations for the states of Georgia and Alabama. Yesterday, Homeland Security investigations, in coordination with our law enforcement partners, executed a judicial search warrant as part of an ongoing criminal investigation into allegations of unlawful employment practices and serious federal crimes. This operation underscores our commitment to protecting jobs for Georgians and Americans, ensuring a level playing field for businesses that comply with the law, safeguarding the integrity of our economy, and protecting workers from exploitation. The investigation resulted in the arrest of 475 individuals and is focused on ensuring accountability for those who violate the law and uphold the rule of law. Complex cases like this require strong collaboration and extensive investigative efforts. And we extend our gratitude to ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations, the United States Department of Labor, Office of Inspector General, FBI, DEA, Customs and Border Protection, ATF, IRS, U.S. Marshals, and the Georgia State Patrol for their invaluable support. Each agency contributed specialized experience that was critical to the success of this lengthy operation. Together, we are sending a clear and unequivocal message that those who exploit our workforce, undermine our economy, and violate federal laws will be held accountable. I'd like to add that this was not an immigration operation where agents went into the premises, rounded up folks, and put them on buses. This has been a multi-month criminal investigation where we have developed evidence, conducted interviews, gathered documents, and presented that evidence to the court in order to obtain a judicial search warrant. Yesterday, we executed that search warrant and gathered additional evidence that will support this investigation. There are no criminal charges being announced today, but this is an ongoing matter. While we were on the premises, we did encounter many hundreds of individuals. Of those, as I previously mentioned, 475 were illegally present in the United States or in violation of their presence in the United States, working unlawfully, who have entered through a variety of different means into the United States, some that illegally crossed the border into the United States, some that came in through visa waiver and were prohibited from working, some that had visas and overstayed their visas. And each individual was questioned on their status, their documents were checked, their backgrounds were checked, and ultimately through coordination of our experts and attorneys in the background, those that were found to be illegally present were then detained and turned over to ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations custody. But this is all in furtherance of the ongoing investigation where we are looking at employment practices. We made seizures yesterday as part of that to gather additional evidence and conducted interviews and are continuing this ongoing investigation. We will take some limited questions at this time.
Of the 475, how many were Korean nationals? The Korean media are reporting as many as 300.
There was a majority of Korean nationals from the 475. I don't have the exact nationality breakdown for you, but we can likely get that after the
And
fact.
were these employees of HLGA Battery? Were they employees of construction contractors that were doing construction work on the site? Who'd they work for?
As we had determined through our investigation in advance and certainly experienced yesterday, there was a network of subcontractors and subcontractors for the subcontractors there. So the employees worked for a variety of different companies that were on the site. It was not just the parent company, but also subcontractors, and we're unveiling that whole network.
But some of them were for the parent company, is that right? The battery, HLGA Battery?
Yeah, we continue to work on the investigation of who exactly worked for what company.
Where are these 475 people now?
They are in the custody of ICE enforcement and removal operations.
Where
Most
geographically?
were brought to the Folkston D-Ray facility last night, and they will be moved based on their individual circumstances beyond that.
Yes, ma'am.
WTOC has been investigating and reporting on the presence of undocumented workers on the site for about a year now, and so this has kind of been something that's been known to some extent in the local community. What is it that prompted Homeland Security investigations to look into this?
Yeah, we are aware and we have monitored that reporting as well. We have also received many leads from community members, from prior workers. We have conducted many arrests through the immigration operations throughout the state of Georgia that have identified other employees that, when encountered, informed us that they worked there. We have interviewed folks and we have developed evidence over the course of many months in support of the investigation.
What are some potential consequences that the company could face, or is that something you can speak to right now?
I don't want to speculate on ultimate. This is an ongoing investigation. No charges have been filed, so that means that no wrongdoing is being accused at this.
Thanks to the swift and unified response of government ministries, economic organizations, and companies, negotiations for the release of the detained workers have been concluded. Only the administrative procedures remain, and as soon as these are completed, a chartered plane will depart to bring our citizens home. To prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future, we will work together with the Ministry of Industry and related companies to review and improve the visa system and residency status of those traveling to the U.S. for project-related business.